Welcome back. It is day 26 on the new account. I don't know how long we can keep saying new account. Let's take a look at what we got from the guild boss. I was able to work with a new character, Eivor, and we were able to get up to 6,500 on Nightmare 4. So that's a good improvement. We weren't quite able to get to 18,000. I think we were like 15,000 or so. I'm going to attach a video to the end of this showing the progress there. So I think getting new characters is always fun. We get to be able to push our progress and check out new things. The other thing I did want to show is I don't have it pulled up, but I was able to collect points in the player center here, and I was able to redeem them for 400 W gold. So I'm redeeming that right now. And now you can see we got mail in. I need to figure out how to put OBS to show the browser, but here from the player center rewards, the biggest thing is getting this 400 W gold. So this, even though we're free to play, enables us to make some in-game purchases. So I think if you are low spend or free to play and you get some W gold, the most impactful thing you can buy for a low amount, there's some arguments about getting battle passes and stuff like that, but I think the biggest thing is the monthly card of diamonds. Essentially, the first one is $3. After that, it's, well, $2.99, and then after that, it's $4.99. But essentially, you're able to get, for $3, 2,900 diamonds over the course of a month. So there's not a lot better value. Obviously, the major detriment compared to like the Dragon Pass is you don't get any ancient shards. So that's the one thing that is more restricted in this game is ancient shards. You can't really convert diamonds into that very well. You can buy some shards in the Dwarven shop, but it's not very cost effective. You would be better just using your W gold directly towards things with diamonds or getting something like the Dragon Pass. So, for example, if you were to get the Dragon Pass, you would get, 5 ancient shards for $15, which is already cheaper than if you're buying them directly, but you also get all of this other stuff, right? So some more diamonds, some blue shards, some gold shards, skill crystals. It's kind of a broad array. So you kind of get rewarded for having to engage with the game and collect the rewards over time. So I think at this point, I'm going to now show the video with the progress on Dragon Boss. All right, welcome back. We had a good summoning session this morning, and I want to explore if we can get to the top chest in Nightmare 3 and also try to move up in Nightmare 2. So in Nightmare 3, we're able to auto the 6,500 chest. It's almost a little under tripling it to go to the 18,000, but we're going to give it a try. So this is the team we have set up. I think the biggest thing to say here is that we're going with the Watcher comp, even though we have Rygar. I think, especially having Eivor and having Chen, just getting all the stat bonuses is more valuable. Also, we have 2 piercers that are a big part of the DPS. So for now, we're going to keep Rygar just as one of our single targets. But let's go ahead and see how much progress we've made. I think we usually make around 8,000 right now on the auto. So I expect a fairly reasonable jump from there. But let's give it a go. I think the nice thing about Rygar is he has a good debuff on top of... I don't know if we're going to be able to cover everyone. I think instead of running Elowin, we're going to run Hollow. She does rage regen as well, and we should be able to cycle her, and she has a better range. Diao Chan kind of blocks where we would want to place a healer if we were trying to cover everyone. If we could get Diao Chan A1, that would make a big difference, but we're not currently living in that world, so we're going to work with what we have. All right. So I'm going to go like this. Actually, I want to restart when we're at single speed, just to give our placements the most time possible. So, nope, we need to have Rygar in that slot because that's the slot that does not get, this slot will not get inspiration from Diachan. So we will, and since he's only level 50, I don't have the resources to get him to level 60. That's my reasoning there. All right, so that is using all of our deployment slots. Everybody's single target damage that can be. We're just going to get some of these ults rolling. And I think we're just going to roll full auto ults. Get the 2x speed going. So I think the target, if we want to realistically do this, is to be close to 9,000 around the 2-minute mark. So let's kind of keep an eye on that and see how we're doing. So Rygar being able to stack this defense down is a pretty big deal. Although this boss has fairly low DPS as it is, I think that he's just a good support. Once we can get him to 60, we'll have to continue to reevaluate our roster, but we may eventually switch to a nightmare comp as well, at least for clan boss. So we are closing in, but not quite. We're at the 8,000 mark. We're going to keep this run rolling just to see. We might need to work on gearing a little bit. Our gearing is still pretty stretched thin. Just curious. So yeah, Sun Wukong, Salas, and Numera are carrying the damage, but Eivor's pretty close. A lot of this can be attributed to gearing. So we may want to see if we can use a friend assist to try for that 18, because at this point it doesn't appear we're going to be about 4,000 short, 4,500, which is huge. We've almost, I would say we've more than doubled our damage from our auto previously, but we would like to be able to break into that 18. So let's go ahead and try this with the friends assist, and let's see what our options are. We're going to need someone fairly beefy to justify this, but that's a pretty high attack level there. We'll keep looking, but that's a 17,000. Oren, that's low attack, but he does a lot of debuffs. He's not great on single target, though. I think that's the same. Yeah, that's the same Oren. I think if we can find the The Kanan, that's 17,000 attack. We'll probably try him. All right. We're just kind of looking for folks with high attack. We can't see like the crit rate and all the other stats, but attack kind of gives us a baseline of what we're working with. Okay, we're going to go with this 17, almost 18,000. And we're going to go with a live run just because I don't think if we playtest it that we can auto run it again. All right. All right, we got everyone deployed. We're just going to get the ults rolling. So once again, we're kind of looking for that hitting around 9,000. So Kanan's beating our other DPS. It is really a shame that we missed out on getting him. We were about a week too late in starting this account to pick him up on the limited, but I think we'll eventually be able to pick him up. And my guess is with him in this run, if we don't quite hit that 18k, we're going to be pretty close. So we're just going to keep the ults rolling. Sometimes the healers won't automatically ult even when their ult comes up, but we just want them. We're cycling for rage. We're cycling for the other buffs that they offer as much or more as the healing that they're doing. Once we get a little bit better gear, we can even start to differentiate a little bit. Like you can build Hollow to mostly be, oh, we were right there at that 9k for 2 minutes. So let's see if we're able to hit that 18k. So this is another point where I think friend assist is awesome. Obviously, it can be a little extra work to have to manual it every day, but I think if you, especially in the early game, can bump your chests up, especially to hit that final chest, it can be really valuable. So as we get a little bit closer to the countdown end, we're going to slow it down and try to make sure that we can nah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I kind of just want to go for it, but I also don't mind tweaking it a little bit if it would help us to break in. But I think we're going to be just short. So even with the friends assist, we're not quite there. Kanan let us come up about another 2,500, but so it's the same trust we've been getting, but we've doubled, almost tripled our, more than doubled our damage. So I think that we will eventually, very soon, as we farm up some more gear, to be able to break through there. And right now we've only been getting this 1400, so my goal here is to try to hit that 6500. I am not going to mess with adding an additional friends assist. I want to see if we can do better just with our auto, with something that we can set up an auto for. So here we're going to, let's take a look. If we can hit that 6500, that will be nice. That's kind of the goal. We may need to adjust the team a little bit because we're going to take a lot more damage on this level. I'm going to wait for Diao Chan, and we kind of, I don't know if we want to wait for I don't know if we want to wait for the first shield or just go with the ults. I think we're going to go with it once Diao uh, gets her inspiration up. So once again, we're aiming for at least 6,500. This is a significant improvement because we didn't need to time ults and we're still able to break through that first shield. It will be interesting to see if we're able to break through the second shield without timing the ults or if we need to manage them a little bit better. So we are making good progress towards that 6,500. I do think that we may need to break the shield before. So we'll have to see if that's something that we're able to do. I'm going to hold ults here because we're about to hit that shield. And there we go. We'll trigger them. We probably need Sun Wukong's. We probably need to hold the ults. So I'm going to restart this and we will run it back. I think the one thing we may do here is for the first shield, we might just go auto ults off the bat. That way we're trying to get everything moving as soon as possible. Oh, we definitely want Hollow there, not Laurel. But that's actually an interesting little tweak because we're able to get Diao's ult up faster. So we'll speed it back up. And I don't anticipate having an issue with the first shield. No. So the last time before the second shield was starting, we were at about 5,000 damage. And we would like to hit 6,500 to be able to get that second chest. The second chest is a pretty nice breakpoint because that is when you start to be able to get soul stones out of Nightmare 4. So I think it's worth trying to push up for that. So we're a little bit ahead on the damage here, but I'm going to hold all of the ults. That way we're going to try to break through this shield with all of them. So it's going to be pretty close, but we might pull it off. Doesn't look like it, actually. We did live because of Sun Wukong is A1, so that's kind of a little bit of cheese. If we can get to the 6,500, I will consider this successful. We may need to adjust the way that we have our DPS placed, but success. A1 pays off. If you're unaware, Sun Wukong, he has an ability on his A1 where if he gives everyone next to him essentially one free death after he uses his first ult. Everybody lives there again. We're going to go ahead and start redeploying. I doubt we'll be able to get to a higher level, but I am not going to turn my nose up at potentially being able to progress. Yeah, I doubt we'll be able to go up another chest, but we are going to keep on keeping on. Yeah, we're going to run out of time, but I think being able to hit that 6,500 chest is valuable. So I wanted to go ahead and film this. We're not quite there to the final chest on Nightmare 3, but we are pretty close. I won't be surprised if by the end of this weekend or early next week, we're able to get that final chest. And then here, I'm going to run the auto ult back, but if you'll notice here in the second chest of Nightmare 4, you start getting a chance at these soul stones, which are just, they are the most valuable resets in the game, especially for early accounts. Some people argue the reset books are, and that eventually becomes true, but right now I have a reset book, but I couldn't use it if I wanted to because you really only want to reset for these soul stones. So I hope this was interesting on the progress with the guild boss. Although we are taking small steps, I think understanding how those steps occur in a new account can be valuable, because oftentimes you'll see people showcase guild boss. Well, people don't really do guild boss anymore because it's considered fairly baby content. But if you have a newer account, you don't always understand how account progress can impact that. So I wanted to make this video. I hope that's useful for folks. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.